This time the quick speed shop, I'm going to start putting the rear axle back together on the Model A hot rod shop truck. Alright bam, so here we are. I've got everything prepped and ready to go. I took the backing plates and I sandblasted them in the blasting cabinet. They came out nice, so want to put these on. I was going to put new axle seals in this tube, but I looked and somebody's already put new axle seals in here and the rubber's real nice. So I'm going to save the seals I bought in case I need them later. But I'm going to go ahead and run it like we got it here. Just going to make sure this is the proper side. Yes. You always got to check, make sure the emergency brake hole is in the front. So just going to go ahead. First thing I got to do is bolt these backing plates on. And there's a steel crush washer, crush gasket that goes on here, which I don't have. I'm just going to end up using the little skim coat of RTV on the surface to seal that up nice. I've gone and cleaned the housing all out with a brake cleaner and a rag and got all the debris out of the housing. And I'm just going to put a little dab will do you here, just a little bit of RTV on the surface of this axle housing flange, and then we'll glue the backing plates on. Alright, here we go. I put the RTV on the surface here. Here's the backing plate. It seals up to the surface back here. And I've got to put the axle, the flange nuts through here. They've got a little flange on the back side that seats on the axle. I wire wheeled all these down nice beforehand. Oop. RTV on there. Alright, this will simply go through here. Like so. Before we do the other side, before the RTV sets up, I'm going to put the center differential center section in because the axles also need a bolt to this. So let me go put the center section in first before I put the RTV on the other side. But here's this side, ready to go. Alright, got my Felpro gasket here for the carrier. And usually these just go in here dry. But I want to put just a little bit of this Permatech gasket sealer on here. I always like to put this on paper gaskets just as a rule of thumb. So I'm just going to paint around here a little bit. Around where this is going to seal. I went and I cleaned the housing out real good with a rag and brake clean and all that, and got all the bits and pieces of debris and everything that was in there out. So this will be nice and clean to put the differential back. Okay, we get that painted up nice. Let's go ahead and I think this just goes right on here like so. Bam. Look at that. I'm going to go ahead and put a little more on the surface of the blue gasket here. There we go. Simply going to dump this differential back in the hole here. It's a 355 limited slip gear set. That should go right in here. Boom. It's just that easy. So I went and I cleaned this differential all up on the outside. I'm going to paint it in place once I get everything installed. But I want to show you what I made. The sheet metal tag for the gear ratio was missing. And I simply made a little sheet metal tag. You can see there with 355 and LS for limited slip. And I'm just going to hang that right down here on one of these studs. Can you see where it is? Right there. Just going to hang it there so I'll know what the gear ratio is, or somebody will know what the gear ratio is in the future. So I got all these nuts. Just put the nuts on, tighten them down. These are safety nuts or self-locking nuts. So I'll go ahead and I'll get the ratchet and I'll snug all these down, and then the longer axle is the passenger side axle. We'll slide that in. I'll reset the camera up over there so we can see that, but let me tighten this all back down. Alright, we're ready for the axle shaft here. And this has, I think it's got a sealed bearing on the end here because I don't see any way to put any grease in it. But I put a little bit of wheel bearing grease on the surface of the bearing race and in the bearing, and then here where the seal is going to ride. And simply take this and you stick her through the seal, try to hold the shaft up. That's what she said. Try to hold the shaft up till you get to where you feel the differential so you don't rub on the seal too bad. Okay. I'm going to twist it. Alright, it went and engaged there. I just need to simply press it into place here. It's my dead blow hammer for a little tap action. Boom. That's it, she's in. Now, I can take the nuts here and bolt down this backing plate and all that with the, I think these are 1/2-inch nuts. And this retainer on this axle cages the axle in here. On Ford and Mopar axles, the retainer is on the outside here. And Chevy, you got a C-clip on the inside. Well, I should preface that, like Ford 8-inch and 9-inch rear ends, it's retained on the outside. If you got a Ford 8.8 rear end out of a newer truck, or a Mustang, they have a C-clip on the inside. But the older Ford rear ends and Mopar rear ends retain on the outside, and Chevy has always been C-clip on 10 bolts and 12 bolts and all that. Uh-oh. Am I going to be able to get this axle in here? Am I too close to the wall? Dang it. Some more space. There we go. Same process before. Slide her in. Try to keep it up off the seal. Okay, I'm starting to come in here. Oh. There we go. Let's start it in the housing. The dead blow and we'll send her home. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. Get the retainer on here where the nuts are here. Whoops, we lost a couple of our nuts. There are bolts here. There we go. Boom, there we go. Now if I turn the axles, you'll see, I don't know if you can see, but I'm turning this forward and the axle on that side is also turning forward. So if this was an open differential, that axle would turn the opposite way. So if I hold this and turn it, yeah, I can't turn this at all. This has a 355 limited slip. So both wheels will be driving forward together at the same time. So there we go. The rear end is all mechanically put back together good. The next thing to do is to put the brakes on. My buddy's turning the brake drums for me. I have all the new brake hardware here, put the wheel cylinders in and all that. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with emergency brake cables yet. I think I might want to try to use the old ones I had out of the other rear end that was in this truck. So I got to go dig them out. But everything here is assembled. What I am going to do is make sure I get oil in it real fast, or I'm going to put a tag on here that says no oil. Because if you're building a project like this, say I was working on this, and then 8 months later I came back to it and finished it, I couldn't remember if I put oil in it or not, and you don't want to make a mistake and run, you know, your new parts without oil if you haven't been working on the thing for a while. So I'm either going to put a tag on it that says no oil or put oil in it right away, but I probably need to set it on the wheels first. So that's the next step I want to do, is get this thing rolling so I can put the engine back in. So I think I'm going to put the wheels on it now. We'll put the brakes on another video, I just want to get the chassis rolling so it's mobile in the garage here. So let me dig out the wheels and we'll throw those on. I have to turn the fan on. It's not that hot in here, but it's humid as all get out. Sweat to death here, so you have to put up the fan for a little couple minutes here till I cool down again. But then we'll throw the wheels up on here. We can set this thing down and get it rolling around again. These are 235 75 15s here on Chrysler aluminum disc rims. I was going to run these on the truck, but I have some awesome slot mags I just bought. I'm trying to do like a 60s theme, I guess, so I think I'm going to run the slot mags, but we'll use these for now for rolling around, and I'll see how I get with the slot mags. Where's my... Uh-oh. There's my 4-way wrench. It's over there. See it. Alright, I'll throw the other wheel on and I'll set this thing down off the jack stands and we'll have a rolling chassis once again. Alright, put the rear wheels on. We got the frames ready to go. Chad and Paxton showed up here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to slam the engine back in the chassis now. Hopefully it'll go pretty easy. I'll put the jack onto it and see what happens. Whoa! There it goes already. What's the worst that's going to happen? Wait. Whose plan was to leave all this junk under here? I like obstacles when I'm working on stuff. Now, if I remember correctly, when I set the engine in here, it squats it to the point where it's hard to get the
lift out.
The lift out. So let's roll the tires up on something, like blocks or something, a piece of wood. Hold on, malfunction. Let me think about this. See if I can get two pieces of 2x4. Hold on, I'll be right back. We'll be right back. Hold on a second. Let's roll this off the blocks.
You gotta roll it forward, I think, to get it.
No, let's take the blocks out and move them ahead. This motor mount's broke halfway. Dang. Here.
The one that's bolted to the part that's bolted to the block.
Yeah. The rubber's ripped. I'll have to get another one. Let's here. Can you put your bolt in?
I gotta go down the bottom of their half inch.
How's that?
All right. Buddy, can you push down on the trans?
Did your motor mount seem alright?
Yeah, it's gotta go down a little bit more.
The transmission?
No, like the whole.
Oh, the whole thing?
Yeah.
Here, take this dead blow hammer and dead blow it in there. There you go.
Yeah, now the front's gotta go. The tail's gotta go up.
Can you
push down, bud?
Wait, it's hitting the mount.
It's hitting the mount. Right. There it is.
Boom. Can't believe that other side broke. Too much awesome running, I guess. I gotta go up a little bit here. Hold the transmission down. I'm gonna go down.
Bam.
Bam! Everybody ready? Ready? Bam!
Just hold the wheel.
Take these bolts out of the chain and take the chain right off. Should have done this with a ratchet strap, but we could run it with a ratchet. Bam! Let me back this up a little bit. Roll this guy right off of here. Boom. Look at that, we got it.
Oh, yeah.
Do like
Cool guys, we're tough.
Bend down, be like.
When we're not here, we're spray painting skulls and stuff.
Yeah. Alright, band, that's it. Got the rear end all put together, got the 283 and the 4-speed put back in the frame. Found out I got a broken driver's side motor mount. Got to go ahead and get another one of those. But thanks Chad and Paxton for coming over and helping out. We're one step closer to getting the Model A Hot Rod Shop truck back on the road. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Putting out new videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Hit the bell for alerts. Tell your friends. And as always, we'll see you right back here for more hot rod truck action at the Quick Speed Shop.
Oh, I should have put the subscribe button right here.
Hit the subscribe.